Amber Heard seemed unstoppable, a rising Hollywood star, a voice for survivors, and a woman unafraid to speak her truth. But beneath the surface of her powerful narrative lay a single decision that would change everything. One mistake, one fateful move, turned her triumph into tragedy and led to a legal showdown with Johnny Depp that captivated the world. The story is one of love turned sour, accusations that divided public opinion, and a courtroom drama that played out like a Hollywood blockbuster. But how did it all go so wrong? In December 2018, Amber Heard published a piece in the Washington Post titled, "I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change." The op-ed painted a picture of a woman standing up against abuse, braving the consequences, and calling for societal change. While the article didn't explicitly name Johnny Depp, its timing and context made it clear who she was referring to. Depp and Heard's tumultuous marriage had already made headlines, and the allegations of abuse were no secret. For many, the article was seen as Heard's attempt to solidify her place as a voice for survivors. But for Johnny Depp, it was a direct attack, one he couldn't ignore. The fallout was swift and devastating. Depp, once one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, began losing roles. He was dropped from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, a series that had grossed billions worldwide. His reputation, carefully built over decades, was now in tatters. But Depp wasn't willing to go down without a fight. In March 2019, he filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit against Heard, claiming the article had irreparably damaged his career and reputation. The defamation trial that followed became one of the most talked-about legal battles in modern history. Depp's team argued that Heard's op-ed was not just defamatory, but written with malice. They claimed it was a calculated move designed to boost her own profile while tearing down Depp's. Central to their case was the legal concept of actual malice, which required them to prove that Heard knowingly published false statements or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. It was a high bar to clear, but Depp's team came prepared. As the trial unfolded, it became clear that this wasn't just a he-said-she-said case. Depp's legal team presented a treasure trove of evidence, including text messages, witness testimonies, and, most damningly, audio recordings of conversations between the former couple. In one particularly shocking recording, Heard could be heard admitting to physically hitting Depp. "I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap," she said. "I was hitting you. I was not punching you." These recordings painted a far more complicated picture than the one Heard had presented in her op-ed. Instead of a clear-cut victim, the tapes suggested a relationship marred by mutual toxicity and violence. The revelations didn't stop there. Testimonies from friends, family, and former employees further undermined Heard's claims. Depp's team pointed out inconsistencies in her stories, questioning the timeline of events and the lack of corroborating evidence for her allegations. They also highlighted moments where Heard appeared to exploit the narrative for personal and professional gain. For instance, Depp's lawyers argued that the timing of the op-ed coincided with Heard's promotion of her film Aquaman, suggesting it was a strategic move to garner attention. As the trial played out in the courtroom, it also unfolded in the court of public opinion. Social media became a battleground, with hashtags like "Justice for Johnny Depp" trending worldwide. Platforms like TikTok and Twitter were flooded with clips from the trial, memes, and analysis from amateur sleuths dissecting every moment. Depp's supporters argued that he was the real victim, a man wrongfully accused and vilified. Heard, on the other hand, became the target of intense scrutiny and, at times, outright harassment. The trial's viral nature turned it into a global spectacle, with millions tuning in to watch live streams of the proceedings. In June 2022, the jury delivered its verdict. They found that Amber Heard's op-ed was defamatory and awarded Johnny Depp $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages.
As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages.
While the punitive damages were later reduced to $350,000 due to state limits, the decision was a clear victory for Depp. The court's ruling wasn't just a legal win, it was a chance for Depp to reclaim his narrative and reputation. For Heard, the verdict was a devastating blow. Beyond the financial implications, her public image was irreparably damaged. The aftermath of the trial saw Depp's career begin to recover. He returned to the spotlight, appearing at the Cannes Film Festival and even landing new roles. Heard, however, faced a much harsher reality. She was subjected to relentless online ridicule, and her professional opportunities dwindled. The trial had shifted the public's perception of her, turning her from a symbol of resilience into a cautionary tale. But this case wasn't just about two celebrities. It sparked broader conversations about the nature of abuse, the complexities of defamation law, and the role of social media in shaping public opinion. For some, Depp's victory was a step toward justice and accountability. For others, it was a chilling reminder of how survivors can be silenced and discredited. The trial also highlighted the dangers of conflating personal narratives with public campaigns. Heard's op-ed, while intended to shine a light on important issues, ultimately became a weapon that was turned against her. In the end, Amber Heard's fatal mistake wasn't just writing the op-ed, it was underestimating the ripple effects of her words. The article set off a chain reaction that she couldn't control, leading to a legal battle that exposed the messy, complicated truth of her relationship with Depp. It's a story that serves as a cautionary tale about the power of words and the high stakes of speaking out in the public eye. The legal proceedings also brought to light a larger question about the role of celebrity in cases of public justice. For Johnny Depp, his fame was both a blessing and a curse. While it amplified the stakes of the trial, it also gave him a platform to counter the accusations against him. The sheer magnitude of public interest meant that the trial would forever be a part of his legacy. For Amber Heard, the trial became an overwhelming force that eclipsed her career. Her attempts to reclaim the narrative, through counterclaims and interviews, only seemed to deepen the public's skepticism. One particularly memorable aspect of the trial was the cultural divide it revealed. Fans of Depp rallied behind him with an almost religious fervor, portraying him as a wronged hero. Heard's supporters, while fewer in number, pointed out the dangers of turning a nuanced issue into a public spectacle. The polarized reactions highlighted how easily the lines between justice and entertainment can blur, especially when social media is involved. The trial wasn't just about legal arguments. It became a battle for hearts and minds, with each side vying for moral vindication. As the dust settles, the question remains: was the verdict fair? Was this a victory for truth, or did it set a dangerous precedent for survivors of abuse? One thing is certain: the trial of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp will be remembered as one of the most dramatic and divisive chapters in Hollywood history. It's a story of love, betrayal, and the cost of seeking justice in the spotlight, a reminder that in the world of fame and fortune, perception can be everything. And for both Depp and Heard, the scars of this saga will likely linger far beyond the courtroom.